So, we're gonna need to open talks with drivers for next season. They could... I've reached out with a very early...
We have something for you to look at, please.
Hello and a very warm welcome to a brand new season in Formula One. It's 2025. We've got a four-time world champion joining the grid. Do we have four teams in the championship? There's certainly been convergence over the winter months and plenty to look forward to before the huge regulation change in 2026. Now is all about free practice. Let's get straight into it in FP1.
Hey mate, this is Mark. This is going to be a good year. We're going to have a great time together, and obviously the team are brand new, so I've set everything up from scratch. Let's make the big boss happy and show that we're not just here on the grid to make up the numbers, all right? Okay, track's green right now, so take a few laps to get the tyres up to temp and get yourself in the zone. Understood. Stopping this lap. Confirms we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye. And a warm welcome, everybody. We're here in the heart of Melbourne. It's Albert Park, and it's qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix. With qualifying wrapped up now, we have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. The winter is over. It's time for Formula One 2025. Yes, that long break that you've all been coping with so well can now be put to the back of your minds. It's on-track action and it's off-track drama. That's what we're looking forward to. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit, 3.28 miles around, with the streets making for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 14 corners around the lake, with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. World champion Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Norris, George Russell and Antonelli, Sainz, Tsunoda, Ocon and Lewis Hamilton, Albon, Hadjar, Pierre Gasly and Bortoletto, Stroll, Lawson, Fernando Alonso and Ollie Behrman, Martins, Doohan, Hulkenberg and Ritomo Miata rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. New season, new dawn, and now 22 cars and 11 teams on the grid.
First of all, this is such an exciting time. I mean, to have an 11th team on the grid is exciting news for the sport. But for them today, I guess you would be really nervous. It's the first time you're going to be doing this. There is so much to learn. But at the end of the day, they've got to remember that expectations aren't that high. They've all been there before. They've all had their first race, and no one is expecting them to land on the top of the podium. So just learn to walk before you can run.
I know you're frustrated to be this far back on the grid, but you've got to keep that under control. Keep a cool head and work your way through the field gradually as you go. It's not all going to be won or lost at the first corner. Okay, pull the clutch in, hold it there until the start. Clutch out, we're green. major front wing damage, box, box, box. Okay, I've got a brand new race strategy on your MFT if you want to go and check it out. Alright, we'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in this strategy. DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. This is our true place here. They've pitted as well, so we've got to warm up our tyres and get the most out of it. Come on. Okay, you have a lot of front wing damage. Box for a new one.
And Leclerc to the line, to the checkered flag. It's King Charles today. He wins.
To take the win at the first race of the season, now that is important. You get straight in to your competitor's head and they now know that you are the one to beat.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. And that is a fabulous win. And the top step of the podium for Charles Leclerc. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Positive news here, Chief.
Forget pit stops, forget fuel management. It's pedal to the metal all the way here as we get ready for today's sprint. Shanghai International Circuit then is a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests the driver's patience. And the flats open to the elements location test their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and they're available into turn 1 and down the kilometre-long back straight into turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Russell, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Leclerc, Sainz, Hülkenberg, Albon, and Andrea Kimi Antonelli, Tsunoda, Gasly, Lance Stroll, and Fernando Alonso, Lawson, Hadjar, Esteban Ocon, and Ollie Ben, Bortoletto, Doohan, Miata, and Victor Martins rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position? And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Well, Ant, we love this 11th team on the grid. They've certainly made an impact since they came into the sport. But without one person at the helm, I don't think we'd have seen what we've seen so far. Their team principal really is a character.
And you need these characters in Formula One, Croft. You need them as a driver. You want to have full trust in the person leading your team forward, that your feelings inside the car and about the team are going to be relayed and understood in the right way and positive changes made.
Okay. That move was illegal, I'm afraid, mate. Return the position, give it back. Okay, be very careful, the floor's incurred. Okay, listen, don't worry about it, mate. It can happen to the best of us. Now look, I've put a new strategy option for you in the MFD, so go and have a look. Pitting this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of this lap. Wow, that was a heck of an impact. Let me know you're okay. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Okay, DRS is now available. Be warned, the floor is now critically damaged. Okay, we're currently at the back. That's last place. That's Ritomo ahead. And gap to the car in front, 45.8 seconds. They're on fresh softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Ritomo's ahead of you now. And the time last lap, 1 minute 45.6. Okay, so gap to the car ahead, 47.2 seconds. They're on fresh softs. All right, we're last of the running cars right now. The underbody's taken some damage. Expect some significant impact to performance, I'm afraid. Systems all looking good. Head down. Okay, radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now. Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, keep an eye on that gap ahead, please. 49.3 seconds. Conditions look stable at the moment, no rain coming. That looked bad, are you alright? Let me know you're okay.
So that wraps up the sprint race, but there's still more action yet to come this weekend. We've got qualifying and, of course, the Grand Prix. Welcome along to Shanghai, ladies and gentlemen, where it's Chinese Grand Prix weekend. But before we can race, we need to qualify. And who's going to take that coveted pole position? How will our grid line up? We're about to find out. Welcome to qualifying. The Chinese Grand Prix then is upon us once again. It's a race that saw Michael Schumacher claim his final Formula One victory in 2006, as well as Red Bull's first win with Sebastian Vettel in 2009. There's no doubt there's plenty more drama to come here in Shanghai. We start a lap here at Shanghai with the long, difficult right-handers of turns 1 and 2, the first of 16 corners that make up this 3.3-mile circuit. The incredibly long back straight provides the best passing opportunity of the lap, with speeds in excess of 200 miles per hour before we head into the braking zone of turn 14. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Russell, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Fernando Alonso, Bortoleto, and Alex Albon, Gasly, Leclerc, Isaac Hadjar, and Stroll, Sainz, Antonelli, Esteban Ocon, and Ollie Behrman, Lawson, Miata, Doohan, and Victor Martins rounds off the grid. With preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track. And striding into our commentary box to join us today, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony Davidson. And let's talk momentum with this driver. What a sprint it was. They start at 0 once again for today, but with a huge amount of confidence, surely. Well, they'll definitely be glad that there's not a sprint race today. Let's face it, the sprint couldn't have gone much worse, but what we're looking for today is a reaction. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver. Put us in their shoes. How are they going to be feeling?
Well, you've got to be prepared, Crofty. Before you even step foot inside the car, you've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
I know you're gutted to be starting from here, but just focus on putting that and some other cars behind you. Good luck. Okay, mate, that was an illegal manoeuvre. You've got to cede that position or we'll receive a penalty. Right, let's have you in at the end of this lap, please. Okay, mate, don't worry about the damage. I've got some new strategy options if you go and check your MFD. The bodywork's taken a few scrapes. Try not to make it any worse, please. Are you okay? That was a big one. Confirm you're okay, please.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
Only 3 can take to the podium, and here they come. He raises the trophy over his head. Lando Norris, head and shoulders above the rest today. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time out? Be sure to join us once again as we continue to bring you all the excitement of Formula One.